Hello, everyone, and welcome back to GV Talk Sports. I'm Brock Gelsesser here with
Jonathan Rizzo,
Ryan McKnight,
Mr. Depp,
Hunter Jones,
Mr. Horton.
So, Duke last night. I just wanted to see Johnny's eyes roll. Down 23 with 10 minutes left. Anybody stay up and watch it?
I watched a little bit of the end. I didn't watch the end though.
Yeah, just the 10 minutes.
No, I didn't watch that. Probably should have though.
Yeah, it was. How do you respond? If you are Louisville, all right, you went down to Florida State last week. You dominated every aspect of the game except you turned the ball over too much and you lose in overtime to Florida State. Now you have a 23-point lead on the number 2 team in the country at home with 9.5 minutes left in the game, and you blow it and lose. How do you recover from that?
man.
You don't?
I don't know.
Is that the end of Louisville? Will they just disappear now? Or
I mean,
I
didn't
think
they were
just
that
gotta
good before.
They just gotta learn from the game and like learn to have better ball control towards the end of the game, and learn how to like finish off games like towards the end and not
Sure.
just like in the middle.
Sure. I don't know if did you catch it, Mr. Horton? Did you catch that game or not? One of the big deals was they used their last timeout with about 4 minutes left.
Yeah, that's not pretty wise.
Yeah, because now you can't stop the bleeding.
Right.
If it's and to me that brings up an interesting point, and I don't know if you guys have ever done it, where the ball's on the ground and people are rolling around, and all of a sudden it's second quarter, first half in college, somebody calls a timeout to keep that one possession. What do you think about that? Is that a smart play?
No.
Depends.
Go ahead. Depends.
If you end up scoring off that possession, it's worth it. It's smart. But if you don't end up scoring, I think you look silly.
Right.
No, I mean, the timeout question that's age old, right? We've talked about this before. Another team's on a run. They've just scored 10 points in a row on you. We know certain coaches automatically call timeout.
Sure.
Stop the run.
Right.
But there's other coaches that were in this building that would never call a timeout
Right.
because they feel like it makes you look weak.
Right.
They want the team to stop the run on themselves without a timeout. So.
Right. Well, Krzyzewski didn't call very many timeouts when they were, when it went from down 10 to down 23.
They just don't. They just want you to work through it.
Yeah, he wants you to work through it. So, yeah, it's a really interesting question, that whole timeout usage. I can remember my dad always getting upset because he'd always say, you don't get extra points for keeping your timeouts. You don't get bonus points at the end if you got timeouts left over. So, but this guy, was it Mack, I think is the coach from, I can't remember his name, from Louisville. He uses that philosophy to stop runs, etc. And now he's stuck. Last 4 minutes of the game with no timeouts. In addition to the under 12, under 16, under 8, under 4 timeouts that he gets. He used all the rest of them too. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know the answer.
And we have Hunter, first time on the panel with us here. Everybody's saying, welcome, Hunter.
Hello.
Welcome, Hunter.
He plays volleyball in this year, maybe other years too. And I coached volleyball. Interesting, we talk about timeouts in volleyball that I was different. Basketball, hardly, no timeout. Volleyball, you used to call timeouts. If somebody was really hot serving, Hunter, what do you think? Do you ever see that where people, they're just tearing you up and your coach calls a timeout?
Yeah, it happened like every game because we
Oh,
weren't
yeah?
that good. Yeah, it stops the run. That's about it.
Well, what happens if you're serving? If you feel like you're actually going really well and the other coach calls a timeout, how do you deal with that kind of interruption?
I don't really care, but it's a mentality thing. That's about it. Like, they use it to get in your head. I don't really know why, but I mean, it makes sense. It works.
Right, that idea of icing somebody. Like you try
Yeah.
to ice the kicker or try to ice the free throw shooter. Same idea with volleyball, trying to ice the server.
I can remember, not to beat the timeout thing to death, but I can remember, slide around six. There. Can you still see me? Yes. Cool. All right, so I remember having a timeout called in high school. I'll never forget this. We were getting beat, and I walk over there, and the coach has just got a disgusted look on his face, and I go, okay, we're done. We're done. That's why he called a timeout. He thinks we're getting beat.
Right.
It all depends on, you ever looked at the look on your coach's face? And when he goes, oh, man, timeout. It's like, okay, we're done.
Yeah. I'll have to remember that.
Yeah, I noticed. Anybody else notice?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell right away.
I never really looked at my coaches. Like almost never.
Really?
Yeah, almost never. I was so unaware of things, I think, when I was a player. Like I was focused on my guy and my job. So people would say to me, hey, I came to your game last night. Oh, did you? No idea. No clue that anybody was in the stands. No clue that my coach was upset except when he was screaming in my face, which happened quite a bit. But, yeah, I don't know. How about you guys? Do you guys notice coaches' body language and their expressions? What do you think? You don't have to name names. In fact, you probably shouldn't. But
Unless you really want to.
I don't know. Maybe like every now and then. I wouldn't say it's like common occurrence where I'm like paying attention to his reaction on stuff. But
I've had players who
sometimes I
look at
definitely
me after every play. Whether they did something good or something bad, they're looking for some sort of reinforcement.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably more of a lack of confidence type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you were so confident you never looked at the coach because you didn't need that reinforcement? I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm not trying to.
Not
accuse
that you
anybody of
think
anything.
you're like super good or anything, but you're confident enough in the plays you make where you know you're doing the right thing.
Right. Have you ever apologized to a coach for screwing up?
Yes.
yeah.
Really?
Do it all the time.
Do you?
Do you?
Oh, no kidding.
Did you ever
Actually,
apologize
I
for it?
have.
Never.
Yeah.
Never. It's never.
Interesting.
I think it's a lot better to apologize to your coach than to start an argument with him or her.
I appreciate that.
'Cause
As a
then
coach.
it just causes problems if you start arguing with the coach. So
Have you
Can't see why.
have you felt wronged by your coach and frustrated that you couldn't express that?
Yeah.
yeah.
Just interesting. I don't know.
It is. Well, you talk about. Can I? I don't know. Should
You
I
can
tell
do
a funny story?
You are always welcome to tell.
You'll
funny
appreciate
stories.
this. For
Absolutely.
those of you who know, I played a couple year stint at Houghton College in basketball, right?
Me too.
Yeah. Where I played with your brother.
You
Well,
did. You played with two of my older
two of
brothers.
your older brothers, yeah. But interestingly enough, we went to play a school. I think it was up there called Nazareth.
Yes. All right.
Yes. And this is, I'm kind of dating myself. Nazareth used to be an all-girls school. Used to be all girls. And so the first year that we went up there to play them was the first year that they were co-ed. And really the only guys that were going to the school then were the guys that were on the basketball floor. So you talk about looking around before warm-ups. I was with some of the players, and we're looking around and the stands start to fill up. All young ladies in the stands. I go, dude, what's going on here? This is pretty amazing.
That would be weird.
Yeah, that was a little weird. So
Yeah.
there you go. Funny story about noticing what goes on.
All right, Johnny, you were talking about the Steelers.
Yeah.
Nobody likes the
Antonio
Steelers.
Brown requested a
sorry.
trade officially.
Should the Bills pick him up?
No,
Why not?
because he would not fit the system. I don't think.
But he was grumpy all season. Only played 15 games and 114 catches.
Yeah.
You could find a system to work for that, right? Couldn't you?
I have
Yeah.
a feeling they're gonna have a. Yeah,
I think I don't think that the Bills have anything to offer that the Steelers want to take. I really don't.
Draft picks.
Maybe, but I don't think they're looking for draft picks. Really, honestly, I think they're looking for maybe a draft pick or two, and then a decent player, possibly.
the quarterback's getting old. Their running back doesn't want to be there, and their best wide receiver's leaving. So
The running back doesn't want to be there. They got James Conner sitting right behind him, or ahead of him now. Honestly,
Right.
yeah.
So where's Le'Veon going to end up?
Doesn't-
You're a Steelers expert. I don't know.
I really haven't seen anything about it lately. It's just been quiet. My bet would be Miami. Honestly, I think he's going to sign there in free agency, but I don't know. And then Antonio Brown, I think, San Francisco.
San Francisco?
Yeah.
It's interesting, and maybe Money Horton over there will follow. How many years has it been since the Steelers had any drama? Like, they were always just super tight-lipped. You never knew anything. They just came out and they
They
won.
were that blue-collar, working-class
They
team.
won 10 or 11 games a year.
Great defense.
And
You
now-
know,
Won a
Le'Veon
few
Bell.
Super Bowls, and now it's
one
like
player kind of like throws a monkey wrench in that.
I think Tomlin also doesn't know how to control it. is a big part of it. I think the coaches before him knew how to control it, and I think Tomlin just like sits there and lets it happen.
Yeah, he just kind of lets things go like how it
And
goes.
sometimes he even feeds into it a little bit. Like I don't even think he does it on purpose. It's just the comments he makes feed into it even more.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
Interesting. He's only like their third coach in 20 years,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's
It's pretty impressive.
unlike the Bills who've had like third coach in the last 20 games.
Yeah.
But, okay, that's an exaggeration. I was just kidding. I didn't mean that. All right, what's wrong with the Lakers?
The coach.
No one's happy here.
Wow.
After the whole
The entire team is not happy.
after the entire New Orleans Pelicans situation, it really like ruined the team's morale.
Yeah, you think any
Well,
of
you
those
think
guys
because
wanna move
Ball
on?
knew he
And
was,
that's the
he was
coach's
on the
job to
trading
get it back
block just
together.
like that?
I don't feel like it's as much with Lonzo Ball as it is with guys like Ingram and
Kuzma, maybe. Yeah.
having problems with it, because I don't feel like Lonzo's the type to get like all upset about that.
Right?
I'm sure he wants to
I mean,
stay in
I'm
LA.
like, yeah, like I think he wants to stay LA, and maybe he's like a little upset that they were planning on trading him, but I feel like he, like for the majority, he's trying to do like his part right now, you know. Whereas I feel like guys like Ingram and like Rondo and Beasley and Lance Stevenson have like a huge change in morale after this situation.
All I know is if some like big shot guy came to my team and like basically told the coach how to run the team and
Yeah.
who they should get rid of
Yeah.
and who should they, I'd be pretty upset.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that they're upset.
So did you see anything where somebody said the Pelicans' offer wasn't even legit? Like they weren't
Yeah,
ever
I
going
saw-
to trade him?
And I think it was a horrible decision by the Pelicans, because first off, the Los Angeles Lakers weren't even part of their problems, but they wanted to ruin their morale for some reason, and they got nothing good out of it.
Right. And well, they succeeded, right?
And, well, Anthony Davis is still gonna end up leaving most likely. I'd be surprised if he doesn't.
Right. But he's still got a year and a half.
Now they're not gonna get a trade
Players
that's
that
as good as
request
what
a
they were
trade
offered.
don't usually end up staying.
Yeah.
Right. True statement. Well, because
He's going to leave anyways, right?
Yeah.
Right. Right. But he's either going to have to do the Kawhi Leonard and sit out, or he's going to play for a year with the Pelicans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're still going to get something for him.
I don't really
Maybe
see
not the
him-
haul from the
I don't
Lakers,
see him
but-
sitting out.
Yeah, I don't either.
Well, actually, the NBA said that every game that Anthony Davis sits out for the Pelicans,
Well,
when he's not injured, they're going to be fined
If he
$100,000.
chooses to sit, it's different within
Then a team.
the
Then
team
it's
choosing to
choosing.
sit him.
Right. Right, because that's a Kawhi thing too, right? I mean, Kawhi chose to not play.
But they ruled it.
But we didn't know
this
exactly what
year.
was wrong with his leg at the time.
Nothing.
Nothing. Well, I don't know that. I'm not a doctor. I just play one on TV. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I mean, just locally, should we mention Genesee Valley Boys basketball team won the county championship last night?
Good for them.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, nice.
Awesome.
Cody Schneider, 1,000 points.
How many did he end up with last night?
35.
35.
35.
So
Congrats to Coach.
So he has 1,020.
Yes.
Okay.
So
he only needed 15 to get to 1,000.
There was a tweet from Brooksy last night that went out that said he's the youngest player in GV history to get 1,000. He broke the record previously set by his brother. Yeah, by his brother.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of nice. They had actually had two basketballs last night, right?
Did they?
One for Cody and one for Carter, because Carter never got one.
I thought he got one.
He got 1,000 points, but he never got a commemorative basketball
Oh.
for it. Yeah,
Well,
he
we had budget constraints, or what?
I
Right.
I got no response to that.
I'm kidding.
I got no response.
Cut.
But it does bring up. Let's go to that was senior night, right?
Yeah.
Senior night. We have one senior on our panel right now. We have a senior behind the board, behind the glass,
Hi,
running
Charles.
the show. But senior night,
I was thinking about that.
how's it feel? Even
you
your
wanna come
own,
over and,
your own versus others. What kind of emotions do you go through when it's senior night?
Oh my gosh! I mean, for soccer, I feel like was our senior night awful?
Yeah.
My senior, because we lost to Cuba.
Yeah, giving up
With
a goal
2
with
seconds
2
left.
seconds left.
Oh,
So that was
I was
awful.
at that game.
That
yeah.
was the
Oh,
worst.
so that's one of those games you'll never forget.
Yeah.
We should have won.
Oh my gosh! That's
Right.
so
Can
nice.
you actually-
We never
can you
should have given
actually
that goal
score
up.
with 2 seconds left in a soccer
They-
game. Apparently.
Well,
Okay,
they
they had
did.
10
They did,
seconds, and it was
so-
at like their goalie's end.
It was
And then
amazing.
got
Yeah.
cleared.
It was
10 seconds.
Then
the
we
full
should
length of
have
the
kicked
field.
it out of bounds.
Bing, 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 bing.
Kicked it
goal.
right out of
Yeah,
bounds.
I was at that game.
Oh, no.
That
kidding.
It was heartbreaking.
It was awful.
It
You
was
know,
a,
and
there's
those
a
are the
total
one-
defensive breakdown. There was no defense played whatsoever.
No,
those
no,
are,
yeah, we
those are
didn't.
the ones where you kind of look at it and you're in shock, right? You've just been scored on, and the other team's jumping up and down.
Right, you
Yeah.
can't even move. You're just like,
Yeah, I was counting down from
What
like
just happened?
5, and then
You could see it happening the entire time.
Well, yeah, I
too.
was on
Especially
offense.
from the
No,
bench. Like, I don't know if you could
knew
when
it
you were
was
out
gonna
there, but
happen.
Those are horrible feelings.
it's the legit slow motion thing, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh no!
and we were up at that point,
Like,
right?
when
and we
they
lost
were-
in overtime.
When they were
Yeah.
a little past half and they were still going, I'm like, this isn't gonna be good.
This is not
nobody
going to
was
end well.
moving.
And then somebody missed a slide tackle or something, and then,
Don't talk about that.
yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah,
It wasn't me, but-
Actually, basically, after the girls have senior night tonight, right?
We have senior night tonight, yeah.
BR here.
We are here.
So this will be 2/3 of your senior nights gone, right? I mean, I say.
Come on over.
Basically, come on over, Chelsea. Here, let me grab another chair.
Yeah, tell us your emotions. You have a different perspective than some of the rest of us.
Senior night is bad.
What? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Keep going.
I haven't even played in a senior night game yet, and it's bad. I remember the first senior night that I was at when I was a senior. We were in Wellsville. We played them on their senior night, and I was still on my crutches, and I'm sitting there, and they're like, I'm just like crying. I'm
Right.
crying. It's not even me that they're talking about, and I was just like, this is sad.
But it's at the end of an era.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Our swim team had an interesting senior night.
Yeah.
Away.
It was at Cuba. Because our pool, there was problems with the heater or something in their pool.
But the good thing with that is Cuba, it was also their senior night, and they only had one senior, and she was a girl that, like, used to be on our swim team. So
Right,
like,
'cause they
knew
had the
her.
combined swim team.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was still nice, but
Yeah.
it was weird.
See, I mean, I'm thinking basketball senior night in my high school was at Williamsville South. Now, Mr. Horton knows where I went to school.
I do.
I didn't go to Williamsville South.
You did not.
No, it was against Williamsville East at Williamsville South because there was a leak in our gym.
Oh,
And
no.
so our senior night was not even in our high school.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Same as the swim team, right?
yeah, it was pretty much a swim team.
Hey,
Yeah.
kudos to the sports boosters. Those banners look
Those
sharp.
banners are awesome looking.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
look awesome.
Really nice up in
They look
the
nice.
rafters.
Guys got their seniors here, got their smiles going on. Listen, it doesn't matter what your picture looks. Nobody can see from that far away, right? It's too far away.
I look good.
Yeah, you do. I like.
That was awesome. I look good.
Good.
So seniors, all right, you're starting to recognize that this doesn't last forever.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
it's the end. What would you say to underclassmen?
Oh my gosh, do more. I like regret not like. I don't know why. I would have been awful at basketball, and I will be awful at baseball. But like, it's just like you never get the chance to do that stuff
Did you
ever.
just announce that you're playing baseball?
Oh yeah, I'm also playing baseball. Don't know why.
Okay,
there
get
you
that
go.
out. Get that out. Get out the signature. Hunter Jones has just announced he's
Yeah.
playing baseball this year.
I'm signing. But yeah, I definitely do more. Like, 'cause you never like, college is too serious, too like, up there. You never get the chance to do that.
Well, in college sports, are quite a commitment.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you just don't do it just for fun.
right.
Well, maybe you do it for fun.
You do it for fun, but
Yeah,
it's
oh.
it's you're giving up, 4 hours of your day every day from September 1st to the following August 31st. So, Chelsea, how about you? I mean, Hunter says do more.
Do
I agree with that, like working hard and stuff like that. But also, like, from a girls, like the boys might not agree, but like appreciate the time with your teammates more, I feel like. Because that's hard too,
Oh, sure.
is knowing that. It's your last time, like, screwing around in the gym before a game or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not that you would ever do that.
No,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Or little funny things that you do in a locker room before a
Right,
game,
yeah.
or that kind of stuff.
And I don't know if you can fully appreciate it until you're actually a senior. I can remember being a junior, looking
And-
at the seniors
yeah.
going, what?
Whatever, yeah.
Dude,
Why
it's
are
it's
they
just a
like
basketball
I
this?
got a
game.
whole nother year, why are you upset?
Right.
I got a whole nother year.
Yeah, it's definitely something you don't get until it's like real. Like, I remember the past like 3 years, everybody's like, senior day is the worst. You're gonna hate it, like whatever. And yeah, it's true. It's the worst.
But in some ways, it's really cool because you're being recognized for the culmination of all this work you've put in. You know, that somebody's saying, hey, we appreciate the fact that you did this, that you put in this. I mean, even in high school, how much time is devoted to soccer? How much time is devoted? I mean, basketball, you're talking November 4th through March 1st, hopefully, you know, at least 4 days a week, 2.5 hours a day. That is a ton of time. And you do that for 4 years in high school? That's, whew. Yeah. I remember trying to explain that to kids, and seniors get it. They do. They're like, yeah, it's over. You know, because nobody cheers for us on Friday mornings. I don't know why. You know, when you come in and play
Dude,
basketball
I
on
will
Friday
be
morning.
there to cheer for you on Friday morning as a former Friday morning player.
There you go. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you get that, like, you're going to hear people shout your name or go crazy when your name is announced. And it's a cool feeling, but then it goes away. It's really just an interesting.
Makes you feel old. Really old.
Now for the last time. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. For the last time on their home floor.
I feel like I should. This is pretty serious now. I feel like I should interject with some humor.
Always, yeah. Break it up. Thank
Everybody
you.
on the panel goes,
Before
"Oh,
Chelsea
no."
cries.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Johnny Manziel now plays for the Montreal Alouettes. By the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
He is now a full-time CFL player.
Okay, does Johnny Manziel play for the Alouettes, or is Johnny Manziel on the team?
He's on the
He's
team.
on the team. He does play, but he feels like he's spinning his wheels.
He's waiting for a chance.
All I need is a chance. So you say I got a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Nope, there's no chance.
So does Johnny Manziel make his teammates better?
No. He makes them worse. He's too much of a distraction.
Ah.
All right, be honest. Have you watched one CFL game, John? of
Actually,
Johnny Manziel.
Actually, I think I did.
Johnny
watch his
Manziel
first one.
CFL
Yes,
game.
yes, I watched his first one.
He did throw a couple picks in his first one, right? Or did he do okay? I can't
No,
remember.
I'm pretty sure he threw a couple picks.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a while ago.
Which takes me to, segue to, the Boston Celtics. Beat the Sixers last night. The Sixers have been playing great.
Yeah.
And then the Celtics beat them.
Embiid blamed it on the refs.
Okay.
Embiid always has something to blame it on.
Yeah, never him.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can never tell if he's being serious or if it's a joke. Or
I think he had like 20-some points and 14 rebounds, like 8 assists or something.
he shot really
so-
poorly though. I think he shot
Yeah.
9 for 22.
Did he say something off color in his post-game press conference?
Last night?
Yeah. Do you guys happen to catch it? Something's making me think that one of the announcers on ESPN said,
He
"Oh,
did.
there'll be a fine for that."
It was the thing about the refs.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think. I'll see what he said.
Yeah.
5-minute warning.
Refereeing is, wow. Okay, but we'll get to refereeing in a second. Are the Celtics better without Kyrie Irving? We had that discussion before the show started. Are they better without Kyrie?
Yeah, you'll
But-
get fined for that.
Yeah, I think he will. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's going to get fined for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he said
okay.
something pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
He said the refs bleeping bleep. So he'll probably get
He's gonna get
Really good? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
are awesome.
Are
I
my
think it's-
friends?
Yeah.
Well, let's get back to the
Free dinner for them tomorrow.
let's get back to the Kyrie Irving discussion. I feel like when you look at the conference finals between the Celtics and the Cavaliers,
When they had Scary Terry.
when they had Scary Terry.
Terry Rozier?
He was
Yeah.
awesome.
He played
That's-
great.
You look at the how well the Celtics played together without their two best players,
Right?
and they managed to take the
wait,
Cleveland Cavaliers
You can't
to
even
7
say that.
games.
They're one of their supposed best players did not play. He played 7 minutes out of the season. You can't even. That's totally irrelevant.
Okay, but do you see how good he was with the Jazz the previous season?
Okay, but he
Gordon
played
Hayward?
7 minutes in the season. He's not even a player on the team yet. He's really not.
So you're saying they wouldn't have done? So you're saying they wouldn't have
I think
done
he's
better?
a player
if
on
Gordon,
the team.
So you're saying they wouldn't have done better if Gordon Hayward played the entire season?
I did not say that, but I'm saying it's totally irrelevant to throw that in the picture because he got hurt 7 minutes into the season.
Okay, but he's still a player on the team, and
What
he
if-
was injured. throughout
What
the
if they had
season.
LeBron and he was injured? Would that just mean he wasn't one of the best players? on the
LeBron's
team
not
still?
gonna break his leg though.
I think the point is that there was an adjustment that the Celtics had to make in the playoffs losing Kyrie. They
Yeah.
didn't have to make that adjustment losing Gordon Hayward because Hayward got hurt so early. They had
Yeah.
gotten used to not playing with Hayward.
Yeah.
But I agree with your point about they made it all the way to the finals without Kyrie
Yeah.
in the playoffs
Yeah,
with Rozier and Tatum and those other guys.
Jalen Brown and
Right. So keep going with the point now.
Yeah, it's just you see them take the Cleveland Cavaliers to 7 games, which nobody expected without Kyrie Irving, and then of course that brings up the question: does Kyrie Irving make the Celtics better because of his isolation playing?
His ISO
Style.
ability. I mean,
Yeah.
he's fantastic.
Because people will make the argument that Kyrie Irving, he doesn't get his teammates involved enough, and that when he's not on the floor, the scoring is more spread out, and it makes the Celtics better. But I don't think that you can say that Kyrie Irving actually makes the Celtics worse.
Even though
I don't
their
think you can
record
say that.
without him is better than their record with him.
Well, he doesn't. He hasn't missed like enough games of the season to go ahead
Okay,
and like, make that. But
too small sample size. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a great thing for statistics. You can take my class in a couple weeks, a couple years. All right, I just wondered because I'm thinking back to I'm a Duke guy, right? And he didn't play most of his freshman season because of
Yeah.
a foot injury. All of a sudden, he shows up for the tournament,
yeah,
and he really didn't play great. And Duke ends up losing. You know, they were
Yeah.
actually playing pretty well. He comes back, everybody thinks this is going to be the boost to push Duke over the top, and it actually worked the other way because he was rusty or because he was, just out of sync with the
Yeah.
rest of the team.
I
I think we need to give it a couple more years with the Celtics, or maybe with somebody else, to really see how it is. Because I think his time in Cleveland with LeBron doesn't even count. Because when you're playing with LeBron, it's totally different. Because his time with LeBron was him being off the ball or on the ball and looking for either looking for LeBron
Yeah.
or pulling a defender off LeBron and then getting the ball to when LeBron didn't have the chance.
Do you
Right.
think without Kyrie they ever would have won a championship? Though?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's completely different.
Yeah, but it's different. Yeah, it's definitely different when Kyrie Irving
play
is not the
style,
person.
Too, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely different when Kyrie Irving is not the person that is like leading the team in the
Right.
game. I feel like you can't have Kyrie Irving be the top player of the team and take your team all the way to the championship.
Well, on that note,
Final thoughts.
we have to finish up. But yeah, that's just an interesting conversation. Okay, final thoughts.
I'll go first.
Chelsea.
I'm gonna cry tonight.
I will also
it is,
cry
It
tonight.
is the varsity girls
Bold
senior
prediction.
basketball game tonight. Chelsea's gonna cry.
I will cry.
All right.
I think
she's
Hunter
gonna cry.
also said he would cry.
Just because, not even senior night, just joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a senior night already, right? You've had two?
Yeah, I
Volleyball and soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Final thoughts. Anybody go? Well, you know who mine's
It
gonna be about.
is a legitimate statement that I too will pretend not to cry, but will actually probably be wiping my eyes tonight. I will be doing a lot of this. What's that?
I was gonna say because of the game.
No, not because of the game. No. Because it's senior night, and those kids are never going to play. I mean, we're going to have another home game, hopefully. But all right, I'm done.
John, you can go ahead.
All right, so an ESPN announcer said that the Kyrie LeBron thing is an engagement, and the engagement's still on, and the marriage is when he goes to LA this summer, and I think that's going to happen. I think Kyrie goes to LA and reunites with LeBron
And Anthony Davis?
and Anthony Davis next year.
Wow. Dang. Wow. I hope that doesn't happen, but okay.
Everyone's overreacting with the Knicks and how they're going to get all these good players all over the offseason. Everybody's saying that they're going to get Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant,
Zion.
and all these other players. I'm going to say right now they're not going to get any of them.
They're going to get Zion. They're going to get Zion.
Because it'll be the number one pick.
Number one
Yeah,
pick,
they might get
right?
Zion.
If they
Yeah,
win
but
the lottery.
there's only a 25% chance of them getting the first pick.
They're going to get it.
Well, they get Zion, R.J. Barrett, or Cam Reddish.
Yeah. Or they could get the fourth pick and pick a
Oh,
bust.
that kid from, small school.
John Morant.
Yeah.
I think
the hate LeBron's is gonna keep increasing throughout the season, and their team's just gonna fall off and have a terrible rest of the season.
Lakers don't make the playoffs.
No.
And then they signed LeVar Ball as the coach.
How much time we got, Chelsea? Oh, okay. Final thought, Johnny Manziel and LeBron both quit sports and remake Space Jam.
No.
Is that all we got? Take us home, Brock.
Thanks for watching and tuning in to GV Talk Sports. I'm Brock Elsister here with
Jonathan Rizzo.
McKnight.
Mr. Dutt.
Hunter Jones.
And Mr. Horton. Peace out.
LeBron quits sports. They're already